I don't believe that I have been as serious about change as I am right now. And honestly, my biggest motivator has come from a recent death, a loss that I went through like sometime last month. It might have been 2 weeks ago now when I went to a funeral. And I'm trying not to go into the story because if I go into this story, I'm gonna end up talking a lot about it, and the details aren't that important. The only biggest thing that's really important to take out of the death is it was a kid that I knew. Kid was 16 years old, and something like that, going to a kid's funeral, just it leaves like it felt like it left a stain on me where I can't even find the words to talk right now. It's crazy. It's been like 2 weeks now. But getting to where I'm trying to go, what I'm trying to get to, I'm trying to say, which I should stop trying to and just say it. Going to his funeral and seeing his body just there and knowing that he was 16 hit me in a really hard way when it comes to change, because everything that I've tried using before as motivation was not working. But as soon as I heard that he passed, that he was killed actually, the week that news was brought to me, I was in work every single day doing doubles until my managers were like, listen, you can't be pushing yourself like this. And I was like, no, like I could do it. That was my coping mechanism, because when I'm in work, I'm not really thinking so much. Sometimes I can think, but other times I could like not really shut my mind off, but not be as aware or conscious of the thoughts that I'm having that's passing by. And that's mostly what happened that week at work. I mostly was more quiet than usual. I really didn't want to work with anybody. There was only one person that I'm okay with, but then again, that's the only person I ever want to work with. And yeah, that death was just on my mind heavily. I was like, you know what? It's a terrible thing. Death is gonna happen. Well, death isn't, I don't want to paint death as a terrible thing, because death is what makes life beautiful. It shows us that this experience will happen just once. Even if reincarnation is what happens to us, if I end up getting reincarnated, I'm not going to be in this same timeline with this same body, with the same family and friends and the people that I know. It's going to be a completely different experience. So each and every individual's experience here while living is unique. Death brings that meaning to it, that worth, because it's really just like, do what you can while you're here, because you don't know when your day's coming, and it passes by every single year, and we just never know. But as big as a motivation that loss is, one thing that hit me even deeper was the fact that I already for the past month felt like I was kind of not really wasting my life away, because I've done a lot more this year than I have in the previous 4 years altogether. But within that month, I just really didn't do much. I didn't do much last month. I kind of sat back and would say I would do things, but didn't do anything. There was no action, no initiative. There really was nothing. I stayed inside all day, which is not like me. I didn't really make any moves to hang out with anyone, but my social circle is very, very small, and it keeps getting smaller almost every day now. When I think of friends, I think of people to physically be around and to see. But I'll still find my way to go outside, at least socialize with someone. And yeah, what I was sidetracking. What I was getting at was, as big as a motivation as what am I trying to say here? Loss can be a big motivation, but what really struck me as a bigger force of motivation was the lack of experience in life, a waste of life. If I decide to sit in my problems and my suffering, knowing that I want change, knowing that I could see a way out of it, knowing that I could see a version of myself that isn't where I am, yet I decide, instead of going through whatever I have to go through to get there, to just stay in the suffering that I'm in already. That hurts. Even though I know that if I change, there's gonna be certain things that are uncomfortable, that might be maybe borderline suffering, that might put me in a uncomfortable situation. It's gonna put me out of my comfort zone, but it's gonna bring me somewhere that I want to go. And I don't know, maybe I was afraid of the fact that I'm still going to suffer, because I know I'm going to. But if I don't do that, I'm gonna be stuck in the same place. If nobody does that, we're gonna be stuck in the same place. And to be in the same place, for me to really sit with myself and think that, do you want to be in the same place a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, even a month from now? And it kind of scared me, because then I thought about it. I was like, well, how long have I been here already? And I was like, yeah, it's time to make some moves. It's time to get up, get out, live inside of my delusion, get out of other people's heads, and stop doing their job for them to be so concerned about what they're thinking. That's not up for me to think about. I shouldn't care what other people think about. No one should care, to a certain extent. But when it's like small things that really doesn't matter, like, oh, this guy is in his like mid-20s and he comes outside in a Spider-Man suit, like, that's weird. That didn't have an effect on me before. For some reason it has an effect on me now. I don't know why I allowed it to, but I'm not claiming that anymore. I'm changing the script. I am in charge of the narrative here. And there's a lot coming up ahead that looks very entertaining for you guys. I'll do my best to keep it entertaining.